My greedy brother lied about paying the mortgage and used my money to fund his luxury lifestyle. So I foreclosed the house and gave him a 30 days eviction notice. My brother has been a selfish, manipulative jerk for as long as I can remember. I don't mean just annoying sibling stuff. I mean the kind of person who would watch you fall down, laugh, and then tell everyone you tripped because you were clumsy, even if he was the one who pushed you. When we were kids, he'd eat the last slice of cake my mom specifically saved for me, and then say, "You probably ate it last night and forgot." He once deliberately forgot to feed my pet hamster when I was at camp, and then told me it must have been sick already. In middle school, he convinced my parents that I scratched up my dad's car, even though I wasn't even home at the time, but because he could fake tears and act innocent, they believed him. By the time we were in high school, I'd learned he could never be trusted. He borrowed my laptop to do homework and returned it completely wiped, claiming it just crashed on its own. My external hard drive with 2 years of school projects was gone forever. He shrugged it off and told me I should have backed it up if it was so important. Fast forward a few years, our parents passed away and we inherited the family home equally. I had a job in another city, so we agreed he would live in the house and we'd split the mortgage and expenses. The plan was simple. I would transfer my half of the mortgage to him each month and he'd make the payment. He swore he was good with bills and that I could relax knowing he had it handled. At first, I believed him. Every time I asked for confirmation, he'd wave his phone and say something like, "Paid yesterday," or "Don't worry, I got it covered." He even mocked me for hovering over him about money, saying I had control issues and should learn to trust family. Then I started noticing red flags. The lawn was overgrown, small repairs never got fixed, and the mailbox was stuffed with unopened envelopes from the bank. When I asked, he brushed it off as duplicate statements or junk mail. The truth hit me like a punch in the gut when I got a letter from the bank. The mortgage was 5 months past due and foreclosure proceedings were about to start. I called him immediately. He sounded irritated, not apologetic. "Relax," he said. "It's just a clerical error. I'll handle it." I demanded proof of payment. That's when the gaslighting started. "Wow, you really think so little of me? You've been against me since we were kids. You always assume the worst." I didn't argue. I went straight to the bank myself. Sure enough, he hadn't paid a cent in months. My half of the mortgage? He'd been using it for vacations, fancy dinners, a new gaming PC, and God knows what else. My money was gone. Here's where karma stepped in. Since the mortgage was in both our names, I had every legal right to deal with the bank. I asked a very specific question. Could I pay off the remaining balance, settle the overdue payments, and have the deed transferred into my name alone? The answer was yes. I drained a big chunk of my savings, paid everything off, and signed the paperwork making me the sole owner. Then I waited for the official documents to arrive before making my move. I drove to the house, walked in, and found him lounging on the couch with his headset on, yelling at a video game. I dropped the envelope on the coffee table. "What's this?" he asked without looking away from the screen. "That's your 30-day notice to vacate." He laughed. "You can't kick me out. It's my house too." "Not anymore," I said. "You stopped paying your share. I bought out the mortgage. It's mine now." He went pale. Then he tried guilt-tripping me. "You're seriously going to make me homeless? Over a few months of missed payments? You've always been heartless." I told him, "This isn't a few months. You stole from me. You lied to me. You let the bank almost take the house. You're lucky I'm giving you 30 days. He tried threatening to sue. He tried crying. He tried calling relatives to talk some sense into me. But the paperwork was ironclad. He had no leg to stand on. 30 days later, I stood on the porch while he loaded his things into a friend's car. He muttered, "You've always thought you were better than me." I smiled and said, "No, I just think I'm better at paying bills." He's been couch hopping ever since. From what I hear, he's burning bridges faster than he can build them. I don't feel sorry for him. This is the first time in his life he's faced real consequences for treating people like garbage. Every time I sit in my living room, I remember the exact moment I slid that eviction notice across the table and watched his smug confidence evaporate. I thought that was the end of it. Then, last week, I got a certified letter in the mail. It was from his lawyer. Full story on channel. Link below.